We are live and kicking. Welcome to this week's episode of the Tech and Chill Show Unplugged. Again, I'm your host Ben from the Lover of Tech channel. Thank you guys for joining. Thank you to everyone that is actually joining the live stream tonight and today. Wow, we are kicking and we are actually dual live streaming tonight. We are on Twitter and Periscope, so shout out to the Twitter and the Periscope family. And also shout out to the Team TLS, the Tech Lover Squad, my people on YouTube, on the YouTubes. Wow, so we are getting tonight's show live and kicking. Hope everyone has been okay. Tonight's show has been a little bit later than expected, but I wasn't originally meant to be starting this my usual time, which is meant to be 8 p.m. on Sundays, GMT +1 or BST, British Summertime. I hope you guys are all doing well and good. Hope you guys are doing well, actually. Let's check. Yeah, hope you guys are well and good, actually. Alright, let's see who's going to be joining the live stream tonight. Hope you guys are actually all well and good. Again, as stated before. Hello everyone. Alright, let's see what's going on. Right, checking what everyone is saying on Periscope. See what the Periscope family are saying. I think we are all live and good. Hope we are all live and good. Hope we are sounding great. Hope everything is well balanced. And hope the audio is good. Hopefully the audio is not too overwhelming and you guys can hear me clearly. You can hear the music clearly as well. Let's see who else will be joining tonight's Tech and Chill Show Unplugged. And I've just pretty much got two things that I wanted to talk about, really. So it's in the title as stated. The Asus ZenBook Pro 2018. That laptop has definitely caught my attention. And LIE-NOVO, what do people think about the stunt that Lenovo pulled off with all the guerrilla marketing and stuff with this bezel-less phone that they were actually meant to be teasing and bringing out with all the renders that they were pulling, and then it just ended up being a budget bezel-less phone with a notch and a bottom chin and fat size bezels. Oh dear, man. Oh man, this is crazy. Audio is great, thank you. What song is this? I'll put in the link in the description later on in the live stream. Man. Okay, we are good. I splashed a bit of water on my face. Oh man, the things you cannot avoid on a live stream that can happen at any given possibility. But yeah, we are live streaming on Periscope /Twitter. So to all my Twitter fam and the Periscope family, definitely I've got the live stream pinned to my Twitter profile. And my Twitter profile is in the link in the description below. Twitter handle is Lover of Tech BA, all as one word. So if you want to watch the live stream on Twitter Periscope, you can. If you want to join the discussion on YouTube, where most of the comments are going to be out on YouTube, so I'll be keeping an eye out on both chats as much as possible, and I will try not to miss either. So I'll be keeping an eye on both chats as much as possible. Yeah, let's get into discussion and literally just, you know, see what the week has been like. Yeah, so there's only two real topics I wanted to talk about. I might get into another topic as a bonus because you know, why not? The Tech and Chill show is not just for me. It is a solo show today, so I don't know whether you guys are going to be happy with that, but there's no special guest tonight. I wasn't able to get anyone in as a special guest, but it's cool. We'll ride solo. You guys could be my special guest in the audience. My Periscope and my Twitter family, as well as the YouTube tech family as well. You guys can literally be rocking with me here, and let's have a discussion. We'll talk about what's obviously in the title, and then if there's anything else that you guys wanted to add as well, without a shadow of a doubt, man, just drop your questions, engage, let's flow and just rock with it. And yeah, it should be fun. It should be fun as always, man. It should be fun. It should be fun. Let's check the YouTube comment section. I always like to address the comment section first before we get into anything. And again, give me feedback to make sure that the audio is sounding great. Hopefully it's sounding great. And if you guys literally need to hear more of me, less of the music, or everything's balanced, give me a thumbs up, let me know. I want to make sure that everything is nice and clear. And again, if you are watching this is coming to you powered by the Restream.io, not sponsored by them in any way, given shape or form. We are dual live streaming tonight, and also this is in 1080p 60 frames a second, so make sure that you bump it up and get the best clear quality as possible. And I should hopefully be upgrading that to 4K live streaming soon. So yeah, so far so good, I guess. So have you seen the HP Chromebook X2? No, I have not. So I might search that and just actually have a look. Tech for your needs. Yo, what's up, man? I saw you in the live stream with Creative Ryan and YC Imaging. So thank you for joining this live stream, man. What's up, buddy? Sam's Tech. What's up, Sam's? Callum, Lenovo were brave with their decision. However, like Aaron said, they only make up 3% of the phone market, so the risk like that, yeah, I guess so. We're gonna discuss that a bit later on. Definitely. Hey, what do you think about the over 300k score of the Xiaomi Mi 8 and Antutu benchmark? I have not even checked, and over 300k, I don't even know if that's good or bad. Personally, I've not kept up with Antutu benchmarks way back until like the old Tegra processors that used to be in the old HTC One X. I don't look at those benchmarks as much as I should, so I'm guessing that's good. Leo Clement dos Santos. Oh wow, I've not seen you in the comment section for a while, dude. Just stopping by to say hi. Hello. Tutor bang. Sounds good. Thank you. Glad the audio sounds good. Crispy 4K live streaming. I've also got the link in the description below. Again, not sponsored or affiliated by them in any way, given way, shape or form. I'm bringing you this crispy live stream with the Elgato Camlink powered by the Sony a6300. Link in the description below if you want to actually up your live stream quality and make it look as good as this, which is really nice. Do you have a drone? I don't. I wish I had a drone, but I don't have a drone. And I think with all the flight restrictions coming to drones, man, it's I don't know. If I was to get a drone, I'll definitely want the Mavic Air. Without a shadow of a doubt, man. That is just like such a well-priced drone for how good it performs. Yeah, so I'll definitely want a Mavic Air without a shadow of a doubt. But I don't currently own a drone. I wouldn't have much use for a drone. But it would be nice to have a drone without a shadow of a doubt. Again, man, the Tech and Chill show, if it's your first time joining the Tech and Chill show, is all about just talking about tech, chilling, having a laid back approach, engaging with you guys as the audience, sometimes having a special guest when there is a special guest available, and just talking about short few, news and just like, what's been going on and what's kind of like, been bugging me, good or bad, about the tech industry, the tech community, and just kind of share it with you guys and just basically, see what you guys are saying, and kind of get your feedback on things, Let me not drink too much too quickly before I need to take a toilet break too quick. I don't do benchmarks because it's a guideline, but prefer real world uses. That's always the best way to go about it. That is always the best way to go about it, always. Real world usage always matters, but again, yeah, benchmarks are a great guideline to see, you know, potentially how powerful a system on a chip is going to be, graphics for games, if you do video editing on your phone, and also if you know, do any multitasking or any necessary things like that on your phone. So it's a great indication, but real world always matters, always. Yeah, I love that drone. I want one to take pictures of diving. Oh, cool. Yeah, man. Drones, aerial shots are just, you know, they're dope. They're sick. And if you can get them, especially if you're doing like production stuff like music videos, movies, short films, maybe vlogs, but vlogs can be a bit risky because you just don't know what the flight restrictions are going to be for your demographic, your city, your country. Yeah, so you just got to keep an eye on. You got to keep an eye out on those things. But when you're doing like proper production stuff, man, it's nice. Whew, okay. Let's see if there's anyone else that's actually joined the live stream. The live stream is going nice and smooth. Sorry that everything's a little bit delayed and a bit more laid back. Hope we are all good, man. Hope we are nice, well and kicking. Hope we are all good, well and kicking. Right, so alrighty. Yeah, so sorry about this. I'm just making sure that everything is well coordinated and stuff. So yeah, we are good. We are live and kicking. Again, thank you to everyone that is joining the live stream tonight. It's really appreciated that you take your time out to join. Hopefully I'm getting more people joining the live stream a bit later so we can get involved and get, you know, involved with the discussion and the conversations that we're going to be having today. And wow, Asus, like last time I did a last live stream, I basically did a reaction video to the Asus ROG phone, right? So I did a reaction to the Asus ROG phone because that phone caught my attention. And again, obviously with Computex happening in Taipei, Taiwan, you're going to be expected to see a lot of things. I should probably start talking about PC industry news as well, because I'm really big into the PC industry. As much as the PC parts industry hasn't really been anything solid in terms of price and accessibility, things like, you know, cryptocurrency mining has been making stuff a lot tougher there. And yeah, it's just a lot harder to get hold of PC parts and just get into that access, but I still love it, you know. It's still something where at heart I'm still a PC gamer and I love to build stuff and I'm a hardware guy, right? But I've never been excited for a laptop. I'm being serious. I've just never ever been excited for a laptop, because most laptops now have really kind of, you know, not that it's been samey, but you know, it's just there's nothing that has made it kind of look potentially magical. Obviously Apple was supposed to do that with their MacBook Pro, and the touch bar, it didn't really do that. It didn't really entice people as much as what they were expecting, right? People were expecting Apple to actually, oh yeah, I didn't realize that I switched scenes. That is actually hilarious. This is my noobish behavior when it comes to live streams, unfortunately. Sorry. People were expecting more from the MacBook Pro, and I don't think the MacBook Pro lived up, in my opinion, to kind of like what people were expecting. People were expecting Apple to come a bit stronger, you know, if not do anything revolutionary, at least give us a touchscreen MacBook Pro. And they didn't do that. Obviously, they didn't do that. And that's something that kind of left much to be desired. You know, it left much to be desired. People were kind of feeling like it was overpriced. And people were thinking like, oh, you know, it's not really something that is gonna be as revolutionary or as usable as what people were actually expecting it to be, right? So, I mean, you see a lot of laptops, you see a lot of gaming laptops, they're powerful, they're accessible, they look good, but they don't have something that basically says, oh, you know what, why hasn't anyone, you know, thought about this? And then boom, Asus, you know, Asus thought about this, and they've actually released something that I think I'm genuinely excited to see. And I didn't think that would be the case, but I'm genuinely excited to see what this Asus ZenBook Pro 2018 model is going to be like to use, because I've seen a good couple of videos, right? And the great thing about it is it makes sense. A touch screen trackpad, right? It's a 5.5 inch. Let me see if I can actually bring up something on the web in regards to it. Let me see if I can bring something up on the web in regards to it. I should be able to. There we go. Let me just switch to webcam and desktop. So if we go here, so we are looking at the Asus ZenBook, and this is techadvisor.co.uk. So I just searched it and just brought it up here, and it's not only does the ZenBook 5 impressive specs, Core i9, but it has a screen touch. It's sick. It's sick. It has the latest generation 8th gen Core i9 Coffee Lake, you know, processors, which potentially, like right now in my PC on my base unit, I have an Intel 4790K. I've got a all-in-one water cooling block on it, and I've overclocked it to 4.5 gigahertz all cores. That's as stable as I can get it, right? Anything above that, it gets a bit tricky. Sometimes it's stable, and in certain apps it just crashes and it overheats and throttles. So 4.5 is my stable overclock, right? 4.5 is my stable overclock, but it's a quad core 8-core thread. Now, if you're looking at what you're seeing here, right, these Core i9 processors are not like the Core i9s on the desktops with the X299 chipsets, right? But they are 6-core 12-threaded 40nm plus Coffee Lake CPUs in the laptop, potentially actually giving better performance than my base unit. I know my base unit has 32 gigabytes of DDR3 RAM, and I've got a GTX 1080 Founders Edition. So yeah, graphics wise, but actually for what it can do for video editing, especially in Premiere, since Premiere did an update to take advantage of the iGPU built into the CPU of these integrated graphics, potentially this laptop's top configuration could be a more powerful video editor than my base unit PC. Obviously, it depends on how well it does in terms of thermal throttling and how long and how much it can hold the maximum clock speed. And I think the maximum clock speed on the new i9 processors for the laptop is 4.8 gigahertz, and I think that's an Intel 8750H if I remember right. I might be wrong, but I think if I remember right, that would be the maximum clock speed. Again, I don't know how that would handle in terms of thermal throttling, whether it would just get hot but not thermal throttle. But I recently, literally my latest vlog was a 15-minute vlog done in 4K. I posted pictures about this on Twitter, and the update that Adobe had done to take advantage of Intel CPUs with integrated graphics and then using a QuickSync chip on there for video encoding and rendering and exporting is ridiculous. It's ridiculous. I exported the video at 60 megabits per second, full 4K UHD, and it did it like 1-to-1, you know. It exported the final video in 15 minutes, which was the same length. So imagine a 6-core newer generation higher clocked CPU. You know, you could be doing that in 10 minutes or even 9 minutes, you know, on a laptop, and it's ridiculous. But you see, the trick of this laptop is it has a 5.5-inch IPS Full HD trackpad that turns into a screen as well, and you can do different things with it, and it makes so much sense. It's in the right place. It's not at the top strip where ergonomically you have to stretch over like you do on a MacBook Pro, and it's a big trackpad as a screen. And yeah, a lot of these things, right, you look at it, you're thinking, you know what, it's a gimmick. How useful is it going to be? And it's always a case of you have to wait for the retail models to come for someone to actually use it, review it. But just trusting the people that I've been seeing online doing their videos, whether it's Super South, Austin Evans, Dave Lee, obviously Dave 2D does a lot of laptop reviews, and he's pretty much built his reputation on that. Unbox Therapy, you know, just the basic things that you can do feels and looks so intuitive that it makes sense. You know, doing Twitch stream where you can actually do it as an extended display and stuff, it's sick. It's so sick, and it just makes sense. It makes sense for me. It makes sense. It's something that genuinely it caught my attention. It seriously caught my attention, and I was like, wow, Asus are onto something here. They are genuinely onto something here in terms of just something that looks really nice. It still has a UHD 4K touchscreen display, 15.6 inches, right? And it's got this unique trackpad that, based on what everyone has been saying, it feels like a normal trackpad. It genuinely just feels like a normal trackpad. So the feel of it doesn't get compromised. It's using precision drivers. You've got an NVIDIA GTX 1050 Ti full fat in there. 16 gigabytes of RAM worries me. I wish it had the ability to actually go up to 32 gigabytes. I don't know if you can actually configure that yourself and actually bump it up to 32 gigabytes yourself, because that is highly recommended. When I'm using Adobe Encoder, Premiere, After Effects and Photoshop all together all at once, and especially when it's rendering the final export video, like sometimes my system overall usage is about 24 gigabytes in terms of RAM. You know, so 16 gigabytes of RAM is definitely usable, but if you're doing a lot of 4K editing and 4K rendering and 4K exporting and 4K transcoding and encoding like I do, it might take a toll on the system. Not CPU or graphics wise, but RAM wise, I think it could. So I'm hoping that you can configure it up to 32 gigabytes or do it yourself, even if you can't do it through Asus themselves directly. But the connectivity where you've got two PCI Express full lane Thunderbolt 3 ports, you've got connectivity that you need. It comes in a very nice color. I want this laptop. I want this laptop because having dual screen on your laptop without actually having to have an external screen, it just makes so much sense. It genuinely makes all the sense in the world to be able to actually do that. And Asus is such a weird company, and it's not that I'm not familiar with Asus as a company. Asus are big in the PC brand. They are big in the PC industry, and they do a lot when it comes to things like motherboards. I've owned their motherboard parts. I've owned a lot of their products in terms of when I used to build a lot of PCs regularly. and they generally charge a bit of a premium because they are a big company and they put a lot into their research and development, right? So to no surprise that they've been able to actually pull something like this off. But at the same time, I love the fact that in its simplicity, they've been able to do something that makes so much sense, to the point where it's like, why hasn't anyone else done this? Why hasn't anyone else done this? Like, it seems like this is something that should have been able to be done before. And what I love about it is like, they one-upped Apple in terms of laptop hardware design. I know people still use MacBooks because obviously you've got first-party Apple software, things like your Logic 10, your GarageBand, and definitely Final Cut Pro for us video editors that use it. But in terms of actual hardware design, I think they've really just one-upped Apple, and it's so impressive where Apple were pretty much coming from the angle of, we don't need a touchscreen laptop, it's not necessary, we've got this amazing trackpad. But actually, in terms of the trackpad and the touchpad, sorry, it's just a thin strip, and it's not a really good high resolution strip. If you're thinking about the fact that they actually have a Asus, mind you, have a 5.5 inch full high definition LCD IPS panel on there, and some smartphones don't even have that. Can you imagine? Can you imagine? It's like having a whole smartphone screen as your trackpad without the compromise that it brings and having the same feeling. I know it seems like, oh, come on, it's no big deal. And yeah, to some extent it isn't, but actually, why not? Why not? To me, it makes so much sense to be able to do something like that, and it looks awesome. It looks awesome. Asus have definitely, without a shadow of a doubt, in a lot of good ways, man, they've caught my attention. This ROG phone is definitely on point it's on point based on impressions of it. And then this Asus ZenBook Pro, I've seen a couple of people's reactions on there, and people were like, wow, this makes so much sense. And it's kind of refreshing that it's coming from companies that we don't expect much from, especially the established brands where you've got your Dell, for example, and Dell and also Microsoft, with what they're doing with the Surface Book, have almost become the de facto standard when it comes to Windows-based laptops, which is not a bad thing. Obviously, what they did in terms of the upgrade to the XPS 15 was great. But there was a lot of people that were saying that, oh, in terms of design and functionality, they've stuck to the status quo, which is not a bad thing. But you know, sometimes when you want to be wild from tech, you're expecting a well-established company to kind of try something different. Boom, there comes Asus. Crazy, absolutely crazy. So I am absolutely genuinely impressed with just the first looks that I've been having and seeing. And it's like I'm so sold that I'm in desperate need of a proper workstation 4K video editing laptop to use for Premiere Pro when I'm out and about, and even when I'm in the house, so I can actually edit in different situations and different parts of the house, so I'm not stationary. And I also want to have like a proper workstation laptop where I can actually bring quality live streams and also just be able to edit on the go in different locations at the same time, you know. So I can actually probably do a tech and chill show unplugged outdoors during summer where it's a bit more quiet, you know, and you can get a different perspective of things and whatnot, you know. And I want to be able to bring all those different scenarios to you. I've got invasion. Apologies. But yeah, so definitely it's like, now it's just made me not want any other laptop. So credit to Asus. Asus have definitely caught my attention without a shadow of a doubt. Let me check on Twitter what's going on. Getting a couple of messages. If you guys see a baby on the bed. Right, let's see what's going on. We've got the invasion of the kids. Sorry, people. Hello. Hello. The kids are the special guests today, guys. Be right back. Hello, sorry, I'm back now. The kids just came back home and they were missing their dad, so I had to attend to them. I can't ignore them. So yeah, I'm back. I'm back. Live stream has been going on for a little while now. See if there's anyone in the comment section. Yeah, so definitely as a workstation, I want to have something that is powerful, definitely, without a doubt. But it's just nice to be able to see that as much as things are getting the same, there's something different that Asus are bringing to the laptop scene. And I'm so like, I actually don't want to get any other laptop. This is going to be my next workstation laptop. I trust it enough. Because I know Asus are very good when it comes to PC components. I trust them to be able to do that very, very well. And yeah, I'm so eager to find out how it's going to be to use that product and actually have it as my main editing laptop to use on the go as well. That's something that I need now. I think my workflow has changed to the point where it needs to be that. And I've not necessarily been looking for a laptop or workstation to use, but yeah, that definitely caught my attention. For sure. Next, is there anyone in the comment section? Anything that's been said at all? Let's check. Oh yeah, E3 is happening at the moment actually, isn't it? I'm seeing so many live conferences, so I think I might be live streaming at the wrong time because I think everyone is watching E3 conferences. That's cool. That is absolutely cool. So yeah, that is my thoughts on the Asus ZenBook Pro 2018. It's looking great. It's looking like like, for it to be such an interesting laptop to be able to get, it's something I definitely wasn't expecting. I'm not too sure on the release time, to be fair. Let me check what the release time potentially is going to be. I think it's probably going to be like end of June, beginning of July. So I'm not exactly sure when the release time is going to be for it. But should be interesting. Definitely an interesting product without a shadow of a doubt. Let's see. So price and availability. Oh, so it's going to be somewhere around August, September. That's going to be really cool. High-end design. It's not going to be wallet friendly. Definitely isn't going to be wallet friendly without a shadow of a doubt. Touchscreen pad. So this is interesting. Touchscreen extender. The specs. Oh yeah, so it's the Core i9-89. So it's the Core i9-8950HK, which, to be precise, is a 2.9 gigahertz. The 2.9 gigahertz. What do you call it? Hexacore based CPU. So where's the specs? Okay, so as a pro title suggests, the laptop is a bit of a definitely. So for starters, you can get up to the 8th gen 8950HK, which is 29, yep, and turbo boost up to 4.5 with 12 megabytes of, yeah. So a 6-core already, if a turbo's up to that high, I don't know whether it's all core or single core, that is already more powerful than my CPU that's in my computer right now. And as mentioned, there's also a Core i7-8750H and an i5, 16 gigabytes of RAM, 1 terabyte, yep. Yep. Okay, cool. And you've got here the screen, so it says it's a 15.6 LED backlit, full high definition with optional touch or 4K, which is awesome. So both the full high definition and the 4K model will have a touchscreen by default, which is sick. Touchscreen models, yep, support the stylus as well. Wow. So the screen calibration is on point. Yeah, this is something looking really I'm interested. You've got your DC power in, your HDMI 2.0 out, 2 Thunderbolt 3 ports as well. So you've got that here, and you've got the battery. Yeah, this, yeah. So I was really interested in having to pick up the. Would you call it, the Dell XPS? But wow. That Asus ZenBook Pro 2018 has, without a shadow of a doubt, caught my attention. It's definitely caught my attention. So let me know what you guys think. Am I being too excited for something that doesn't seem anything relevant and exciting to talk about? Or is this something that actually caught your attention as much as it did me? Because I struggle to get excited about laptops. I genuinely do. And this definitely caught my attention. And it's interesting how Asus's approach are. I think they're really thinking out of the box, and I really like that. They're a company that have caught my attention recently, especially because of the ROG phone, now because of this laptop as well. So I need a laptop for mobile. So this is tech for your needs. Thank you. I know the comment section is not popping off that much, so thank you for dropping a question and a statement in there. I need a laptop for mobile, can't be tied to a desktop. Mobile workstation with monitor, keyboard, and mouse and speakers. Yes, I'm in the same situation, dude. I'm in the same situation right now. Being tied to a desktop for productivity is counterintuitive for me, and I've done everything in my power to make all the gear that I have, whether it's my camera, my lighting, my audio, to be portable, but I can't edit on the go. And I would like to be able to edit on the go, do live streams, editions, but still have the power to do so. So that is something that I'm 100% on your side, and I've always wanted a laptop. I've always needed a laptop, especially when I started 4K editing and everything, but no laptop really caught my attention. It just felt very samey, which is not a problem, but it wasn't anything that necessarily caught my eye or attention to make me like, this is the laptop that I want to get. And the Asus ZenBook Pro 2018 is that laptop that actually caught my attention enough to do that. So I thought, you know, let me talk about it and see what you guys think about it. And yeah, it's something that definitely has caught my attention, and I want that to be my next laptop, unless another company thinks and becomes creative with how they've designed their hardware, like what Asus have done. I'm sold. I'm so sold. Imagine doing live streams and I can actually have my trackpad as my second screen without having a second screen. That is sick. Have a mouse. I'm genuinely liking what they're doing there. Feltech in the house. What's good, Ryan? What's popping? Thank you for joining the live stream. Tonight's live stream's a bit quiet in the comment section, which is cool, which is not a problem. I think with all the E3 conferences and everything happening, other people are doing stuff, but tonight's show has started a bit later than expected, so apologies, but thank you for joining regardless. Nonetheless, really appreciate it. So without a shadow of a doubt, yes, I'm going to look into it. Yeah, 100%. If you're a Windows user, again, it seems like I'm fanboying on Asus, and apologies if I am, but I keep saying it. Technology is getting so good now, it's almost hard to see what else they can do to really improve it to get excited about. So it's nice to get excited about tech. It just is, you know. It just is. In a very saturated market where everyone is doing the same thing, everyone's trying to find an identity, everyone's trying to add their own twist to what's already been done, not necessarily reinventing the wheel, but making it better in different ways and making it more, you know. It's nice when a company does something and it catches your attention. You think, hang on a minute, this actually might not be a gimmick. This actually be genuinely useful. This might actually be something that comes into use, right? That to me goes a long way. It goes a long way, you know? So yeah, the Note 4 is paying, really enjoying it, man. Yeah, man, I still got my Note 4. Well, not working, it's water damage because one of my kids water damaged it, which sucks, but Note 4 is a classic beast, man. It's like the last of the original beast, that and the LG V20, but obviously for us in the UK, it's gonna be the Note 4, you know, quad high definition display, metal frame design with a removable faux leather back, you know, a ridiculously big battery. I think it was a 3220 milliamp hour battery, quick charge 2.0, which Samsung got still stuck on quick charge 2.0. You know, micro SD card, 32 gigabytes of storage, great 60 megapixel camera actually with optical image stabilization. Yeah, the Note 4, wow, the Note 4 definitely holds a special place in my heart, man. I really love that phone. I really love that phone. It's a great phone. Hope everyone's all right. Again, it's a lot more chilled out tonight. You know, I couldn't get a special guest on, but it's all good. We're riding solo. Hope you guys are doing well. Shout out to the Periscope and the Twitter family as well if you're watching this live stream. Drop a message, drop a comment. Drop a message and drop a comment. And anyone else that's going to be part of the replay crew later, definitely drop a comment, drop a share. So LIE-NOVO, oh my goodness, guys, Lenovo. Oh, I'm left speechless because they've caused a massive ripple effect. Guerrilla marketing. Lenovo, obviously, with their I can't even remember the model name of the phone that they just released, but Lenovo pretty much let me go into what Ryan just dropped. 220 milliamp hour battery isn't big enough for 5.7 inches. That's what she said. I'm so mad about it. My mates have Chinese phones with 5.5 inch phones and 4,000 plus milliamp hour batteries, and have had for years. Yep. But it had a removable battery. I remember I had 2 spare batteries. I had an external power charger, like how I charge my camera batteries, and I would make sure that because they quick charge quickly, I would charge those spare batteries. Nothing beats your battery going dead, having a spare one, popping it in, and you have a full battery instantly. So the fact that I had a 3,220 milliamp hour battery, yes, ideally could have been bigger, but it had a removable battery, and it was the most convenient thing ever to have on a powerhouse flagship phone. So it was easily forgivable. Genuinely, for me, it was easily forgivable. So Lenovo, or LIE-NOVO, let's just call them. Lenovo straight up lied. They straight up lied. They pushed out a lot of leaked renders. They pushed out a lot of renders on a bezel-less all screen, and I mean a truly all screen smartphone. And lo and behold, it wasn't a flagship phone. It wasn't a flagship phone. It was a budget $200 phone that has a notch, fairly big left and right side bezels, and a bottom chin. Compared to what the renders that they were showing on social media and with what the news outlets were putting out there, that was not the phone, and they straight up lied. People call it guerrilla marketing, and I watched a video from Aaron, Mr. Who's the Best, and credit to him, he did cover himself in actually, and then this is not me calling him out or anything, he made it very clear, and he did a video before then about people managing their expectations, people not getting ahead of themselves. You know, they were seeing stuff like 45-day battery life, 4 terabytes of storage, ridiculous stuff. And it was actually for other products that Lenovo were actually bringing out. And in terms of market share, fine. Motorola is actually underneath the Lenovo family, their brand, right? And I get it. They make a lot of budget phones that no one knows, not even I know of, right? So I guess them doing this in terms of just having a guerrilla marketing approach and causing a ripple effect, it's almost like they're going for bad publicity is still good publicity, as in there's no such thing as bad publicity. This is still going to be good for our company and our brand, because we're going to get a lot of traction and a lot of talk about what we're doing. It's true, but they still lied. In terms of the laptop scene, they make great laptops, especially their Yoga Book Pros, those foldable Yoga Books. Like I think they make great laptops and great computers, but I just don't think it was worth them having to do that personally. And it takes away from the fact that the specifications of the phone for what you're getting is actually good. It's a $200 kind of like notchless all screen design phone. But to me, their credibility is almost gone now. It's almost gone to the point where I don't want to compare them to Essential, but it's almost like our faith and our credibility that we put in someone like Andy Rubin is almost questionable and gone out the window, because they could not actually keep the company independently afloat for a year, let alone to even do a sequel, right? So that's where I'm sitting on that I get the approach, you know, and I get that it could possibly work out for them, and it probably will in the Asian market, right? Because the price point is so aggressive. But can you trust the company that does that personally? Like, how do you trust the company that, like, straight up lies? They were releasing the leaked render, like not the leaked renders, but they were showing a good amount of the phone, and you could see it to be all screen, you know. Let's check the comment section. battery backs are so good. Removable backs are so yeah. Removable batteries, man, honestly, as inelegant and as not nice as the Galaxy S5 was, for them to actually do a proper IP rating on that phone, it wasn't elegant, but to be able to do that and have a removable back, yeah, it was great times. It was definitely great times. It was 100% great times. So yeah, Lenovo, man, man, these guys, they just straight up lied. They straight up lied, and it's quite unfortunate. It's quite unfortunate. It's quite unfortunate. It's quite unfortunate. And I think personally, you know, I don't know what loyal fan base they have, and I get it that a company like Apple, your Samsung, even Huawei, companies like that, because they have a brand reputation now, would not guerrilla market their products that way, because obviously what will happen is that their credibility and their brand image will take a big hit. But obviously the scale of Lenovo as a company doing that, how much hit would they have taken, you know? So I get it, I do, but I just think that is just too extreme. It's like the girl that cried wolf. That's the kind of marketing they're going for. It's like a reverse version of that. And it's I personally think it's not just wrong, but I think it's just a bad way to get attention. I genuinely think it's a bad way to get attention, and I don't think it's a good move. I don't think it's a good move. Ryan from Feltech just recorded some A-roll video. Some A-roll video came out at a reported, what a well, if you're shooting on your A60, if you're shooting on your A6300, you know that it downscales it. It's actually shooting a 6K downscale to 4K, and actually 6K is a 20 megapixel image. So that's a good glitch. At a reported resolution, what a glitch. That's kind of funny actually. So yeah, Lenovo, I don't know what to think about what they did. Personally, whether it's right or wrong, they lied. They lied, and I think it's just, in my opinion, I think it's way too aggressive for a company that, to me, although they don't have a necessarily big reputation in the smartphone industry, right? I still think they are a big enough company of some form of credibility not to do that. Not to do that, you know. They bought, in terms of shares and also stocks and money, Motorola off Google. So people know Lenovo enough to know that they are a relevant company in the scene. I know Motorola's global presence is not as big as it used to be back in the day when it came to things like the Razr, you know, flip out phone and the glory days and stuff, right? But when you're putting Lenovo on the brand of Motorola, right, people know your company, and I think it was just way too extreme. I think it was just way too extreme to get attention, in my opinion. Video either side is, but what a shot. What is your camera gear? My camera gear, I've got different cameras, to be fair. My main camera that I'm using right now is the Sony a6300, so I'm actually using that to live stream with. So that's connected to the Elgato Camlink. The link is in the description below, so if you want to actually buy the Camlink, it's great. You can use your mirrorless camera or your you know, DSLR to actually act as your webcam, so you actually get high quality, you know, video on your computer, and you can use it on any of the apps that use a webcam. So again, not sponsored by Elgato, I'm not affiliated with them in any way, shape or form, but I was using a Panasonic Lumix G7 previously, and funny and interesting story, that camera broke, but I managed to get it fixed free of charge. It got covered, long story, and Ryan knows about the story. And the Panasonic G7 is coming back into studio, so I might actually be doing a camera comparison on which is actually better for vlogging, the Panasonic Lumix G7 or the Sony a6300. And I've actually got the ND filter, the correct ND filter coming for my Sony a6300. So right now my A6300, I wish it was an A7 III from Sony. I love that camera. I cannot recommend that camera enough alongside the GH5, but especially the A7 III. That is just a beast of a video hybrid shooting camera. And I've also got this one here as well, the Nikon or the Nikon D5300. This was actually my first YouTube kind of like proper shooting camera. It's great for photography, decent for video. It does, you know, 1080p 60 frames a second. It does have a flip out screen as well. It's not a flip out touch screen, but you know, it helps me to frame and stuff. Yeah, so I still have this. The live view switch is broken, so I need to get this fixed. So I might still keep this as kind of like a memory trophy, a memorabilia, or get rid of that as well, or rent it out. Really depends. Overall, that's kind of like my video gear. Lenovo, in my opinion, may have just done themselves in for Western. Maybe in Asian market, they will have different responses to the deception. Yeah, again, maybe they won't have that much of a problem, but I just think for a company that to me is well known enough, in my opinion, I just don't think that this aggressive form of guerrilla marketing was needed just to get attention on a $200 budget phone. In my opinion, I just don't think it was worth it. I might be missing something, and I get it that it could also have like an opposite effect of, you know, getting that attention across, but I just don't think so. You know, OnePlus, when they first brought out the OnePlus One, it was priced at $299, and they didn't sell any lies like that, and they got their attention. You know, so I think in my opinion, I mean, I'm seeing it from the other side. I think it's just a missed opportunity. I think it's just unnecessary. Also, just to be sure, you meant Ben, right? Panasonic Lumia G7. Yeah, so you got the native f1.7 25mm. So the 25mm on a micro four thirds sensor, if you're using native, it's actually going to be giving you a 50mm focal length, you know, in terms of full frame equivalence. And when you shoot in 4K, you get an extra crop as well. So actually, that lens, you're probably going to be getting around 55 to 60mm in terms of focal length. But f1.7, man, that's bokeh. That is crispy. I'm using A6300. Ben and I bought them minutes apart, and we got them on the same day as well. And I used the Nifty 50 and the Canon and the Sigma 18 to 35 f1.8. I love them, and my speed booster is coming. Which speed booster did you get in the end? Would you call it, Ryan? Because if you're using a Sigma lens, it's better for you to use the MC11 adapter from Sigma themselves, because that will actually allow you to like retain good autofocus. But yeah, let me know what speed booster you got for your A6300 for that Sigma lens. I'm considering getting that Sigma lens, but I don't know. Is it a constant aperture of f1.8, or when you zoom in between 18 to 35, you actually, the aperture changes? I think it's a constant f1.8. But yeah, not really much on my side. I literally just had two kind of tech topics to talk about, and there is something that's bugging me, but I don't know if I should actually talk about it on this live show, because, you know, my thing is not necessarily to be out there to be overly controversial, but it's just, I feel like the tech scene right now, there's parts of it that is just very heated and very toxic. And I get it, you know, there's a lot of accountability that should be happening with people's content and what they're posting out there, but it's been quite, some of the stuff that I've been seeing is kind of worrisome. It is kind of worrisome. I love talking gear all day, one of my favorite things. It does cost money. Yeah, I'm so glad you said that, Tech for Your Needs, and I'm glad that you were on the, you know, live stream with YC Imaging as well as Creative Ryan. I love those guys. Again, I'm not affiliated with them in any way, shape or form, but they are such an inspiration with how they do their work. And funny enough, the guys in the music video scenes, really, you can learn a lot from them when it comes to like video making, cinematography and videography. And man, those guys said a lot, but I know there's always this terminology of geared But there's a big part of me that disagrees. There's a big part of me that disagrees, and I love talking gear. You know, I love talking gear a lot more than I actually thought I would be, but I think that kind of stems from my background as someone that loves PC building hardware. You know, it kind of incorporates into how the gear works, what features come with the gear, the usability, what it can actually help with your production to make it easier, what kind of skill sets and stuff that it can. I think to a large extent gear matters, you know. I personally do. So I'm with you, Tech for Your Needs, man. I love talking gear. I do love talking. Right. Hey, Roger just joined. Sorry guys, tonight is a quiet one. If there's anyone that wants to actually talk about something specific, let me know. But yeah, the two things that really caught my attention this week, I didn't follow the news too much this week, was definitely the Asus ZenBook Pro 2018. I want that laptop. I want the top spec one. I want that Core i9 8950HK. Maximum clock speed of 4.5 boost gigahertz on a 6-core 12-thread 12 megabytes of cache. Wow. For Premiere Pro, that laptop potentially is probably more powerful than my base unit 4790K at 4.5 gigahertz. Imagine my laptop being able to edit 4K much easier and much faster and render and export compared to my, that's a dream. I need that. I need that. I need to be mobile with my editing. And also Lenovo. We have a super chat, Smash Gaming. Wow, thank you. You super chatted last time, I think. Thank you again. I really appreciate that. Okay, I'm back. Twitter DM, yep. Can we talk please about Telosive Tech versus Lewis Rose? Okay, right. That is that. Okay. All right. Let's. Lewis, this whole Telosive Tech versus Lewis Rosman. I think this whole thing that started from the iMac Pro. Let's just say from the iMac Pro. I think it started from the iMac Pro, and it bugs me. It bugs me on different levels because I genuinely don't like creators attacking each other. I don't like creators mocking each other. I don't like how there's parts of, as great as the tech YouTube and the YouTube community scene is, I don't like this element of sometimes saltiness and this kind of attitude of maybe my channel is bigger than yours, I'm bigger than you, so I won't reply back to your comments, or I won't follow you, or I won't support your content because there's some element of insecurity that you're having towards the next creator. I don't like that. I don't like that. It's good to have a bit of a friendly competition because there's creators that I look to that I feel like I'm similar to them in some ways, where when they're doing better than me, I'm like, oh, I need to up my game. But it never stops me from ever treating them in a certain way, you know. I'm gonna share my little thoughts on it. What Linus and the whole thing that happened with the iMac Pro thing brought up an interesting conversation that Apple in general have proven that they don't actually have the support system for that iMac Pro, which is kind of crazy. Like, in conclusion, they don't have the support system for the iMac Pro, right? In all ways, shape or form, Telosiv's, I will share a bit of my thoughts on Drew. I love Drew. Okay, maybe love is the wrong word. I like a lot of what he's doing. His daily work rate is on point. The guy is a workhorse. You can tell he's overly opinionated. He loves what he's doing. What he's done to build it and to get where he is when he did his Project 2X. If you don't know about Project 2X, go and search on his channel where he's been able to bring the studio up, and the production quality of what he's doing and what he's done with the whole Telosive network, it is impressive. I have mad props. Obviously, he's self-proclaimed himself to be the Apple sheep and whatnot and everything. Fair enough, that's his thing. You know, I think it's almost a little bit dangerous for him to be that extreme. But again, people gravitate to that, and I'm one of those. I like to go to his videos to get that kind of extreme perspective. I think in his whole iMac Pro video thing that he did, right, he had great points. He had great points in that video, and it actually made me sidetrack and actually think that, you know what, Apple may have a point in why they can't fix it, you know. But again, at the end of the day, it's the support system that is not on the iMac Pro, and also the way they handled it, as in, oh, we can fix it, but we're not gonna fix it, which is the gray area with Apple, even though, you know, they were willing to pay. What, in my opinion, I felt from that video was there was an element where he mocked the LTT team, and I didn't think it was necessary. I know there's a bit of fun and banter, but that was the part that left a very, very nasty taste in my mouth, where I felt like, you know, if you want to make your point, make your point. But I don't think you need to go as far as mocking sponsors. Obviously, having a sponsor is a very tricky and gray area in terms of, like, you know, a channel's integrity and whether they're selling out and all that stuff. That's a whole nother discussion for another day. Content creators need to make money. It's not easy. We're not saying this is like, you know, I don't know, brain surgery that we're doing every day where it's life and death, but it takes a lot of effort to do, especially when you're doing it to a production level on a daily basis, like what a network and a channel like the LTT guys do, right? Yes, it's a bit of a trade-off, but I just didn't think it was necessary for me personally, in my opinion, for him to mock sponsors as well as mock the guys over at LTT. You know, I that to me felt like a personal dig. That to me felt more like a personal dig, which I didn't think it was necessary in my opinion, right? Let me just jump back to the comment section and see what's going on. I just can't believe how much hate he's got. I don't agree with Telusive, but hating on him, lost a lot of respect for Lewis. Yeah, I that was actually the first video I'd ever seen of Lewis. I'd never heard of the guy. I need to watch his video again. I kind of felt like Lewis, I might be wrong. I didn't necessarily see Lewis hate on him so much until the end. And it was until right at the end where it was like, you know, you can't have an opinion on it, shut your mouth. Yeah, you don't need to talk to someone like that. You don't need to talk to someone like that. Yes, you know, you don't need to talk to someone like that. But you see, where I might be wrong, is, although Drew didn't say to Linus or any of those guys to shut their mouths or was rude like that, what was any different about the mockery that Drew actually did to the LTT team? I just want to throw that question out there. I'm not saying that Drew is no better than Lewis, but what was any different? What was any different? You know, okay, the clear difference was the fact that he didn't actually say, oh, shut your mouth and you shouldn't have an opinion on the issue. But I'll probably go back and watch the videos again, but in my opinion, based on just initial quick impressions, I didn't see too much of a difference in how Drew mocked the LTT team and Linus and the sponsors compared to how, you know, Lewis Grossman was coming from a factual point of backing up his history and his profession as a repair technician to actually bring more light to the situation, you know. Okay, let me check the comment section. There's a lot on my channel, and it's better than yours in the tech community. It's better than yours in tech community. Yeah, people are gonna always have opinions. I'm actually surprised I don't have that many craziness that happens on my channel. Snazzy Labs, iMac problem. Yeah. That's another thing that we're gonna talk about. I been back in it again. Live stream, ambience lens photography was good. XP, you love Bigsby so much, dude. To be fair, I never saw Drew versus LTT. Is it on his channel? Yeah, it is on his channel. It is on his channel. And to me, I'm just throwing it out there. I'm just throwing it out there that based on quick impressions, and I need to watch the videos again to really formulate a strong opinion. And this is not me hating on any of these guys. I don't know them personally. And I don't like having to hate on creators and attack creators and say they're bad people and this person. But I know a lot of people are saying Lewis Grossman was straight up just literally talking crap about Drew. I didn't see it that way. Throughout the whole video, I didn't see it as he was talking any more crap about Drew compared to how Drew has talked in his own way, whether it's in a comedic way or in a raw way, crap about other creators that he disagrees with that are going against Apple. I didn't see it any different. The only difference where I saw with Lewis Grossman at the end is the fact that I just felt like you don't need to actually be rude to the person where you're saying that although he's in the sector, that he shouldn't have an opinion on it, he shouldn't bring his thoughts on it, he shouldn't talk about it, and he should shut his mouth. I think that's extreme. But I think throughout that whole 22-minute video, I may have missed something, and I don't mind if I miss something. I'm not the all-knowing person that knows everything that's going on. But I didn't see it as he was actually talking crap about him until the end. You see. Then you had, you know, JTL, you know, Painfully Honest Tech. Again, these guys that I'm stating, I don't have any major affiliation with them, right? he talked and he did a video about, can you trust Halos of Tech? He said that you can. And he also did another video about, you know, he needs to really wake up and smell the coffee and actually allow himself to see when, even if it's his favorite company that he self-proclaims himself to be the Apple sheep, for him to recognize that Apple lied. They knew about the bendability problems, the proneness of how the iPhone 6 and especially the 6 Plus could be bent prone, and also the potential of touch disease, right? And just accept the fact that even till now it's relevant because the design of the phone hasn't really changed that much. Yes, it's been much more strongly reinforced, but it's the fact that they were actually charging their customers to actually fix these issues of touch disease. And it wasn't based on the fact that it came out of the fact that Lou from Unbox Therapy, which again, I keep having to state this, I'm not affiliated with any of these guys, I don't know them personally, but I'm just kind of sharing my thoughts on it, that it's not the fact that you bent it with your hands, but it's the fact that there's a structural design flaw that, whether in that case or in an extreme situation or flexing over time, it causes a problem, but yet it's the end user or the consumer that ends up having to pay for this issue, right? And it was hidden. They weren't transparent about it. And I get there's certain things that a company would not want to be transparent about to make themselves look bad. It's bad PR. But to blatantly act like you didn't know what the issue was, you know, and it's got nothing to do with the fact that, oh, the iPhone 6 sold the most, it's still a great selling phone, it's great, fine, but the underlying issue was how Apple handled the PR about it, right? So obviously Painful Honest Tech, you know, said that, and then obviously Drew did his video response in terms of, you know, apologizing and, you know, whatnot, and Drew clearly shows that he's a great human being. Of course, I don't think he's a horrible person. You will never really know who a person really is outside of YouTube and being on screen, but I can only assume that he's a great human being. His work ethic is actually, I wish I can actually have the same level of work ethic on a daily basis as those guys, and it's phenomenal. And I actually find it an inspiration in many different ways, shape or form. But people are quick, and I'm not defending Louis Grossman. I don't know him personally to defend him, but I'm just drawing correlation to it, and I will draw a conclusion to just what the moral of what I'm talking about is. I didn't really, apart from the extreme part where Lewis basically told him, you know, shut your mouth and whatnot, fine. I didn't see any difference in how, in my opinion, Drew pretty much kind of like, in my opinion, attacked and mocked the LTT team compared to how Louis Grossman actually went against him. I didn't see too much of a difference. I might have missed something. Someone please call me out if I missed something. If you're watching this again, I'm not trying to talk about this to get attention in any way, shape or form to be controversial. I don't have time to do that, but I'm just saying the moral of this whole thing is, it seems like recently YouTube content, and I get accountability is important. I really do get accountability is important because we as creators, big or small, we have some form of influence in our audiences and how our audiences treat other creators and how our audiences treat other people, right? So it's important to make sure that what we're bringing out there is of good integrity and it's of correct content, right? But I just almost feel like there's this element where it's like content that I'm seeing from certain places is all about, let me attack the creator. When did it need it? When did we become this? I don't think it's necessary for content creators to be attacking each other, you know, and it felt that way to me. Again, maybe I'm missing the bigger picture, right? And I know the bigger picture generally is accountability, to make sure that we are in a good place of accountability. I get that, but it just leaves a bad taste in my mouth, you know. Why are we moving away from the content that we should be bringing and in the information that we should be bringing to the audience, right, to attacking each other, you know? let me go back into the comment section. To be fair, I've never, okay. Drew got called out by Painfully Honest Tech, but not sure if you saw that. Drew got called out by Painfully. Yeah, I saw that. I did saw that. That's what I actually discussed. Your content is lit, dude. Keep on growing. Yeah. Tech for your needs. So my thing is I don't want to take anything away from what is great about the tech community. I definitely don't want to take anything away from that. I definitely want to, like, the tech community is probably one of the most engaging, one of the most together. I've met some great people on there that I've worked with, engaged with, talked with, that I'll be continuing to do content with and whatnot. But and it's like that in any situation, right? And in any field of work or in any industry or whatnot. But there's this side where this is not me calling out people, but it's just some people, I feel like they are acting much bigger than what they are. You know, I think they're acting much bigger than what they are. They're taking too much of a self-proclaimed title on themselves to be something. And when you fall into that trap of doing that, you open up a can of worms for negativity and a swarm of, you know, swarm of kind of like, you know, antics and drama to come towards you that is not needed, you know, in my opinion. So the final moral of the story for me is I just hope this kind of, like, you know, attacking content creators can actually get moved away, and I hope people can still share their opinions, because again, if I'm bringing it back to Drew, his extreme Apple bias is something that I don't know whether I appreciate, but I like watching enough where I've subscribed to him, I'm on his notification, I see his videos, I watch his videos nearly every single day. But, you know, I always say, because of his extreme bias, watch his content and take it with a grain of salt, you know, because objectivity is not something that is necessarily there. It may seem that way, but in my opinion, don't think objectivity is what his channel is about per se. You know, yes, there's times where he has been objective, but he's very clear on him being an Apple bias, you know. So watch his content. His work rate is amazing. He seems like a lovely human being, all the things, but just take it with a grain of salt. And I know that I guess he was prepared for him making the content that he makes, that way, that stuff like that will come his way. But I think recently it seems like something has really been kind of extreme coming towards his side. So I think that side of things need to be really moved away. I think people need to stop thinking they're more than what they are. People need to stop getting insecure about their channels and what their following is about, what level they think they're at, and just be humble, enjoy the process. Whether someone grew past you quicker or you're stagnated at a period of time, each in their own time, and just enjoy the fact that we are all in this together some way or another. Yes, there's competitiveness, there is, but at the same time, I don't think it should come at the sacrifice of just being cool with each other, you know. Absolutely, with the bigger than you think thing is, as much as I love the community, it would be so much better with more working together and collaborating. Yeah, this has been my approach. This has been my approach. This was one of the things I said at the beginning of the year, that I wanted to make sure that I got more collaborations, you know. And even popular to you know, unpopular opinion, I'm even considering that maybe once every 3 months, you know, I do like a kind of like a vet audition for one of my subscribers to actually join me and do a subscriber, you know, how can I put it? do a subscriber live stream collaboration and get one of my subscribers on here, because I really want to connect while I'm at this small creator stage and I'm able to engage on a much more maximum level, right? I want to do that, you know. So how much more for us as creators in the same space? That's how I'm seeing it. I don't know, let me know what your opinions are, replay crew and people that are live now. I might be missing something. Maybe I am missing something. And I get people, I get it. I'll bring it back to accountability. I get accountability is important, to hold each other accountable, to make us better, to make sure that we're not misleading people and we're not compromising our integrity. But at the same time, where do we draw the line and not actually, you know, attack each other's creators? That's where I'm coming from, right? So I don't know, that's my minor 2 cents on it. That's my minor 2 cents on it. Invasion of the little baby again. Agree with you. Shame that people do this, really. I just try and stay hell out of it. Yeah, same. But I think it was bugging me enough where I didn't want to talk about it, but at the same time, I don't think it was I'm the only person that has noticed this, and I don't know. This is an awesome lover of tech once a month invite to a viewer. Yeah, because how I'm seeing it is, and I'm not being big-headed, there could always be a possibility where this channel becomes so big where what I love about having to be able to engage with my audiences, I see all the messages, I see all the comments, and I reply to every comment, you know. And being able to do that is something that is, I enjoy this stage, right? And I want to enjoy this stage before it gets out of hand where physically I actually can't do that anymore. So even on Twitter, it's not all my subscribers that follow me on Twitter that I follow them back, but if I see that someone is actually engaging enough, if I see that someone is actually, doesn't overly spam or do this, or I actually will follow them back. That's not a content creator, that's a subscriber. And I'm not saying all my other content creators should do the same, right? I'm not saying you should do the same, but I'm just saying consider just being a bit more humble and not thinking you're more than what you are. Another person I can give a great shout out to that is like that is JD from JD Tech TV. He's such a humble, cool guy, and he has a great channel with a decent amount of following that he's gained in a year, but he's so humble. He's so humble in how he approaches and engages with his audience that, you can tell that he's appreciating the stage that he's at, that he's able to do that, No name calling, but I had a lot of channels straight up leave me on read ignore me, read and ignore me because they think they are better than me. Maybe I don't make amazing content, but decent enough to reply. Man, I don't know. Yeah, mate, I see that too many times. I see that too many times where it makes me laugh, and I've seen it so many times where I've seen smaller content creators that think that they make the best content since sliced bread, and they probably do, right? You reply to them, you message them, you engage with them, they will clearly not reply to you, but yet they'll be on bigger YouTubers that are well established on their comment section regularly. And I'm thinking, what's your agenda? What are you trying to prove? What is your agenda? I'm trying to understand what your agenda is. So if there's a plain baby in the background, it's my little one. Say hi.
Hi.
Say hello.
Hello.
Say hi.
Hi.
Yeah? A cute baby invasion? Of course. Alright, head off. Bye.
Bye.
Sorry. This is part of being a modern dad doing tech. You get baby invasions. Philtech, it is all in the grown process. We all have to start somewhere. Your content is going to improve The more you work on your craft so that your thumbs up, you get 2 thumbs. Yeah, Ryan, you make amazing content. I mean, your content is a niche in itself. It's regular, it's consistent. It's consistent. Like you've aced the consistency. And I don't know. It just, you know, I just wanted to share just a minor thoughts. I didn't want to make this a tech and chill controversy episode. It's just something that was just, I think it was bugging me more than I expected. You know, I think it was just genuinely bugging me more than I expected, you know. I think it was just bugging me more than I expected. This is probably, and if you've been seeing what's been happening on Roger's channel, you know, with Life of Tech, his channel has been blowing up recently, you know, and it's fantastic. And my prerogative is this: this tech space is so dense now, which is a great and a bad thing. Not necessarily a bad thing, but it's great, but it's also challenging at the same time. We have access to so much quality gear at such a low price that we are able to get started and actually do what we love, right? The tech community is big, but what's funny is us as techies, we are so spread out that this is the platform that we can talk and express to each other, right? So as much as we can actually support the next person, right, so long as you are actually just keeping cool, staying humble and staying consistent and learning how to improve yourself, whether it's learning how to do voiceovers better, being on camera, being more confident, learning how to edit better, learning how to get good audio, learning how to light better, improving your visual quality, improving what you want to do, right? You don't have to necessarily be super talented, but your time will come and your channel will grow to be in a place in its own time. So long as you know that you're doing it and you love it and you put the passion into it, people can tell, and you will keep getting better. I have people that have smaller channels than me, and I mean ridiculously, like way smaller channels, and they have way more brands that support them than I do. And sometimes I message them like, how do you do it? But they are a much smaller channel than me, right? You know, I don't know. I just wanted to drop my 2 cents on it. Someone asked about the BlackBerry Key 2. Salam. Oh, what's good, Salam? Thoughts on the BlackBerry Key 2? It's interesting. I didn't get a chance to play one with the Key 1 that much. I would love to get hold of the Key 2. The Key 2 looks very interesting. Dual camera, telephoto zoom. Kalupsi did a good video on that as well as Matthew Moniz. Yeah, very interesting. Key 2, so many phones, man. Key 2 is awesome. Sadly, I have to run, Ben. Yeah, no problem, Rog. Thanks for dropping by. Take it easy, dude. I'll catch you very soon. This is the support we all need, my dude. Yep. Yo, Concepts in the house. What's good, bro? Concepts creator in the house. In a bit, Life of Tech. Have a good one, man. What did I miss? What are you talking about now? What's popping, Concepts creator? Hey, catch you all soon. See you, Roger. I come and Life of Tech is leaving. What to say? Hashtag drama alert. No drama. I just wanted to just share my thoughts on just how I think we just need to be in the creator crew. So I think Concepts, you would have to watch on the replay crew. I'm still here, man. That question I keep asking myself too, man. Feltech, you know it. Then he and I will blow up. Drama helps. Oh, Concepts creator, man. Bro, you make me laugh. You make me laugh. That's all I wanted to share, guys. Today's a quiet one. Today is a lot more laid back than I expected. So all you guys that have actually joined, all publicity is good publicity and all that. Concepts creator, yeah, I will do. I'm probably gonna cut the live stream here. The official shotgun microphone that goes on the A6300, and it actually has electronic pins, so it doesn't need to be plugged into the headphone jack, because I actually wanted, if you watch my recent vlog, which you should go watch it, how is it to vlog with the A6300, if I show you the shotgun microphone that I was using on it, shotgun microphone works great, but it's a relatively big shotgun microphone for the size of the A6300. So if you look at the size difference, I was actually looking to actually get the Rode Video Micro or the Movo one, the small £40 one that doesn't actually run off a battery, because this one does. So it's nice, quick and convenient. And yeah, he gave me a he for it. And also the ND filter, the correct ND filter. So I ordered the ND filter for this kit lens and it was the wrong one. It was not a variable one, and yeah, it was just let me put this away. So it was the wrong one. So the right one is coming, so I can actually use the widest aperture in daylight and still have the lowest ISO and not change my shutter speed when I'm recording in 4K. So I'll do an update on the gear. So shout out to CJ Abroad, thank you so much for helping out with this. Love that support, really appreciate it. And he's someone that also loves talking about gear. He vlogs a lot. Go check out his channel, and hopefully I'll probably get him on the show as well. We should have a gear talk, tech for your needs, CJ Abroad, Feltech, talk about gear. People that actually like gear, and actually we can debate, does gear matter? Because I think gear does. In my opinion, I think gear matters. You know, if you go look at Mr. Lord Crispy himself, good production value and good gear pays off. It does pay off. It does pay off. But yeah, what I'm asking myself as well is the tech, getting tech from companies. No idea how people do that. Yeah, I'm telling you, I see way smaller channels than me that are able to get brand deals and it's amazing. It's amazing. I must say, everyone has been amazing and so kind to me. I think that supporting each other is vital. That includes concept creators. Awesome. Yeah, concepts, man. You've been legitly such a big support. And if you guys have not seen concepts work, like he recently did like an iPad, you know, iPad 10 concept for iJustine, which is sick. And he does a lot of concepts for, you know, Techno Buffalo. But you know, ever since you found my channel and we've been engaging, you've been so humble and supporting, and that's what it's about. You know, that's what it's about. You know. Dang, never really done a collab, but I love the idea of it, and being on this show was a blast. No, dude, seriously, this is just like an easy format collaboration, but I still want to be. If you check, you know, my buddy A1 in a box, I have a playlist, and I call it the, you know, I call us the Rush Hour Tech Combo. I'm black, he's Chinese. And I've enjoyed doing collaborations with him, you know, and he does amazing content, and you know, that's what it's about. That's what it's about, you know. That's what it's about. Agreed, man. You gotta help each other out. Yeah, especially those that are putting in the work, you know. It doesn't mean they need to be, I don't know, doing cinematography level skills or stuff, but you can genuinely tell there's people that are putting in the work, because not everyone knows everyone. Like, we all know something the other person doesn't, you know. I may know something that it's bouncing off each other. It may be the simplest things, but it makes a difference in how you can help the next person grow, and even you end up learning something, right? If I look at my guy George from Snappy Tech, who celebrated over 200,000 views, but only has about 550 subscribers, and that to me doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense, you know. For me, for example, I've got over 250,000 views on my channel, and I have over 4,000 subscribers, but yet he has the same views, but he's nowhere near me. But to me, does that mean I should treat him any less and think I'm better than him and not actually collaborate him? He's been a big support in how I've been able to learn how to live stream on a high quality like this, right? So he knows a lot more than I do, regardless of my subscriber count, you see. So I don't know, it's just, you know, something that, you know, something, it's you know, I guess this is kind of more of like an open discussion stream now. Things have kind of changed, so maybe we should someday do a meetup in UK. But bruh, I'd rather come Netherlands, to be honest. I'd rather come Netherlands. I'll be straight up. Not maybe. I was hoping the OnePlus event was gonna be that, but I don't think there should be a maybe about it, bro. I think we should do. Thanks, Ben. Oh, all good, bro. Yes. Viper. What's up, people? What's good, vibes? Creators got support. Agreed. Viper in the house. What's up, Roger? Yeah, the view versus sub count, man. 31 million views and 88 subscribers. Yeah, it to me the view to subscriber count is like, you know. So someone's subscriber count, you get judged on your subscriber count. That's not something that's ever gonna get changed. If I've ever gone and talked about my YouTube channel to any other person, right, the first thing they always ask me, how many subscribers have you got? If they go on my page, the first thing they see is how many subscribers they got, and they go, that's not bad. You get judged on your subscriber count. But where I'm coming from is, as creators, we know our analytics, we know the struggle, we know the pain, and we know the dark art that is of this YouTube platform in terms of the mismatch of algorithm and all these other factors that we think we know, but really we don't know. It's kind of like a hit and miss. It's almost like pot luck. You can sometimes miss how good someone is if you're just going to judge them on subscriber count. You see, that's my opinion. That I might be wrong, but if you're gonna judge someone purely on, like, I remember when I first found out, I'm gonna use people as an example here, right? When I first found Roger's channel, I found Roger's channel because he left a comment on, I'm just using Roger as an example here. He left a comment on one of my camera comparison videos. And sometimes I get intrigued by people that leave comments if they have like a very good thumbnail or a very good DP picture. Sometimes I think, oh, maybe they are also a content creator. So sometimes I go on their channel and I find out, you know, what their channel is about. The first time I jumped onto Roger's channel, wow, the video production quality, I was like, yo, this guy's doing bits. I checked when he started the channel. I'm thinking this is a recent channel. I'm thinking, Lord, your subscriber count is minuscule for what you're putting out. You see, so if I just looked at his subscriber count, is that reason for me to not subscribe to him? I don't know. I just don't think so. Coming from creator to creator, maybe a subscriber or a viewer thinks that way. That's different. But as creators, I think we need to think a bit differently. You know, I'm not saying every Tom, Dick and Harry that wants to collab with you or do work with you just say yes. No, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying lower your standards to an abysmal level where, you know, I'm not saying that, but at the same time, I think we need to just think differently with how we engage and support. That's it. Especially when you see someone that maybe their content relates to you on a contrast different level or a different side, but they relate to you, you know, like when me and Concepts Creator did a collaboration live stream, right? And I'm hoping we're still gonna get time to be able to do a proper video collaboration and whatnot, but there's not everything in that live stream that we agreed with. There was a lot of things we did not agree with, but that's what makes it, because it's an element of support where we are actually learning different aspects of a topic or things that we are actually passionate and interested about, right? So let me go back to the comment. YouTube is a gamble most of the time. It is. To be fair, concept creation should be yeah. legitly. Voiceover and cinematography, God, you guys are killing it. Yeah, I want to steal his voice. Roger's voice in it. Hey guys, Roger here. I think I did a good impression of you. Agreed, Ben. Sub count doesn't matter. It matters what content you're putting out. Yeah, of course, what kind of person you are. Exactly. No worries, my dude. Credit where credit is due. Yeah, it you know, that's my IMO. That's my IMO. That's my IMO. So I mean, again, I want to be wrong. I one thing I don't like being is right about things. I don't want to ever be a Mr. Know-it-all. This part of the topic, this part of the live stream is not something I really wanted to discuss, but hey, I've discussed it. It's out there. Whoever watches it, whoever wants to share it, it's up to you. Whatever your opinions are gonna have about it, but it's just, I think it bugs me enough, and I see it too many times where I'm like, you know, it's just not needed. Wow, good impression. Yeah, I should have gone into voice acting. I might still consider voice acting. I can kind of manipulate voices quite well. mutual respect is a thing, Ben, and these guys are respectful guys. Yeah, for sure. mate, for sure. Even my buddy Fasayo in Nigeria, like Fasayo, yeah, Fasayo is doing bits in Nigeria. The guy's channel has been blown up ridiculously. Fasayo is doing sick stuff. I rate him so much. I rate him so much, you know, and that's how it should be. You know. Mutual respect to the but they say go to events and places and contact with companies and whatnot. Hey, oh Zach, oh wow, what's good? I think this is the first time you've joined the live stream, Zach. What's good, Zach? Zach in the house. Zach Talks Tech in the house. What's good? Thank you for joining the live stream. Live stream might be ending soon unless you guys have more things that you wanted to discuss. That was an awesome do it again. Hey guys, Roger here. I can too. I can do a good voiceover of one voice. Concepts, you're a nut job. You're such a nut job. I'm awful when it comes to talking to companies. Same. You know, and it's a give and take. It's a give and take. You know, I just think, you know, as great, and I don't, you know, with how CJ, you know, helped me with, you know, upping my gear and stuff, right? And we're talking today and stuff. It's the community is great. I don't want to downer anything on what makes something good. Even as crazy as YouTube is a fantastic, like today, right? There's this particular lens that I've been searching on YouTube that I need and I want to get, a Sigma lens for my A6300. And can you imagine, YouTube recommended me a video to someone that has 17 subscribers, but I kid you not, if you watch the video review and the video quality on this channel, it's next level, right? But 17 subscribers, all because of YouTube's recommendation algorithm, right? YouTube is still a great and amazing free platform, but things are tough enough as it is not to show support, right? Accountability is one thing, advising someone another thing, wanting each other to improve is another thing, right? But what just what I've been seeing recently, from my perspective, to me, I just didn't see it as any different on each other side. You know, whether it's from, you know, Lewis Grossman to Taylosive to LTT, JTL, you know, to Taylosive, like it just felt a bit much. So I just wanted to share my 2 cents on it. Again, if I'm wrong, please let me know on what aspect I'm wrong. Just let me know. Let's discuss it civilly. But yeah, that's just my 2 cents and opinion on it. Yes, my first ever LOT live stream. Love the impression. Yeah, thank you, man. Appreciate it. Thank you. The Roger impression is ace. I could actually trick you guys, right? I could get a Bocalicious lens. I could do, if I can learn how to B-roll like Roger and actually dare me to actually voice over like him, you might not know that it was actually me doing it. You might think it was him that did a special guest review on my channel. So I might just do that one day. Did you talk about that Pixel 3 XL, the notch? No notch talk today. That's gonna be for another day, a mid-week impromptu live stream. That notch. Notch. Oh man, LMAO. Don't talk about it, Viper. It doesn't exist. LMAO Zach, yes. We will keep you online, Ben. You are not allowed to go. Here's one: iPhone SE 5S industrial design with a bezel-less display, iPhone 10 features. Maybe a slightly larger version though. Yeah, that should be the iPhone SE-II. That should be the iPhone SE-II. It should be the iPhone SE-II, and there's a big market for that. I think the same size but all screen, ideally without a notch, I think is a phone that will sell like hotcake. I think it will sell like hotcake. I think there's a big market for that. I think there's a big market for that. If they can make it based on the aspect ratio being 19 by 9 aspect ratio and have an all-screen small form factor iPhone or smartphone, man, I think that will sell like hotcake. I think that will sell like hotcake. Is that the Sigma 18? No, it's the Sigma. It's a Sigma 16mm f1.4 for the A6300. No adapter, but it's the actual native Sony mount. So that's the particular one that I'm looking to get, 16mm, because man, the bokehs. Whew. I tested a 30mm the other day. I posted a picture on Twitter, but the 30mm, because it's on a crop sensor, it's quite tight when I'm vlogging with it, but it's perfect for B-roll. Oh my goodness, B-roll with that f1.4, wow. Even at 30mm, wow. But the 16mm will allow me to still do B-roll, use it for photography, get maximum bokeh, and also have a great focal length distance when I'm vlogging with it as well. So yeah, without a shadow of a doubt. Yeah, idea. I'm late to the party. Yes, Razit, because I was sleeping. Sorry to have woken you. You and him collab, but fake fake Roger here. I'm joining Lover of Tech to talk about it, whatever. So do I need an extra piece so I can attach a Sigma lens to my Sony? No, Sigma do make native lenses for they do make native lenses for Sony E-mount. They do. I'll send you Sigma. Let me just put it into the chat. This is the native Sigma lens. This is the 30mm, and then you also have the 16mm. So these are native, so you don't need an adapter for it. Sigma make native Sony E-mount lenses for their crop sensors, which is the A6500, A6600, and A6000, A5100. Yeah, so they are native Sony E-mount lenses are still expensive, even from third-party manufacturers like Sigma, but they are the best cheap options. They don't have any stabilization in there, so you know, if you've got an A6500, it doesn't matter, because obviously the A6500 has in-body 5-axis stabilization, so that will compensate for no stabilization in the lens. If you've got the extra money, definitely get the 16mm, because 30mm, if you're ever going to vlog or have it in front of you, can be very tight, because you're gonna get like 45mm equivalents full frame. So 16mm, you get equivalents of 24mm, you know, and that gives enough room. It really does give enough room. It really does give enough room. If you go with the right speed booster, you can get a full frame look on the Sony. Yeah, you can. Yeah, you can. You absolutely can. How a $2 smartphone, which is actually good, sounds like. Hey, Feltech, I love your video. Is keep it up. Yeah, Feltech, why was I not subscribed to you already? Naughty Roger. Yeah, man, Ryan's content at some point. I think I may have subbed with my personal account, subbed with my main account now as well. Thanks, Roger, man. Your voiceover I could listen to other. Oh man, Roger's voiceovers are so Roger. Super helpful. Thanks everyone. And no, it's all good, bro. That's what we're here for, to help. If you're gonna be, yeah, I mean, it depends whether you wanted to get a speed booster so you can attach full frame lenses. But for me, again, the main reason why I switched over from my Panasonic Lumix G7 as my main production camera is that the autofocus was bad, you know, and the nature of how I shoot my videos, I didn't realize how much I relied on a good autofocusing system, you know. So because that's just me, especially when I'm you know, I don't vlog a lot, and I don't vlog a lot based on the fact that I don't want my channel to be too lifestyle based. I don't want to be vlogging for the sake of vlogging. I want to vlog in regards to tech or my gear when it's relevant, you see. So, you know, it broke, that's why. Well, there's that too, but actually, you know, long story cut short, the Panasonic G7 is coming back to life. So it's coming back into studio. So I will have the G7 and the A6300. So I might actually do a review comparison between the two from a vlogging or a vlogger's perspective. So let me know if you guys want to see that, but I might actually do that as well. Zach talks, that's what community is about. Bernd and I are complete opposites on this. I shoot manual focus only and he loves his AF, so it's all down to personal preference. IMO, yeah, 100%. It's I did not care about good autofocus at all. For the longest time it never bothered me, because I think I was figuring out my shooting style and my recording style and my reviewing style, and I think it really came to light when I started vlogging and I started doing different types of A-roll shots, and I needed to depend on the camera to actually be able to lock on focus, and it didn't happen. And it happened enough times where it frustrated me. And it wasn't even just that alone. There's just odd little usability problems with the Panasonic Lumix G7. The file format it uses when recording video is FAT32. So when you're recording 4K, which generates large files, it actually breaks it up into 4 GB chunks. So even though it allows you to record for 29 minutes, those 29 minutes will be breaking up into like 4 or 5 different clip files, which is very frustrating. You know, the Sony doesn't do that. The Panasonic GH5 doesn't do that, but the G7 does. So usability wise, sometimes when you're nesting your footage together, you get dropped frames and there's clips missing, and it's just very annoying and hard to organize, give or take, depending on how you're shooting, you know. Yeah, do it, man. Yeah, do it, man. Okay, he vlogs to test the tech cam, 2 birds and 1 shot, I say. With my gimbal I need autofocus. Yeah, exactly. If you're using a gimbal, you need autofocus. You know, you do need autofocus, because that's the only way you're going to be able to do it. I've got jelly of your gimbal. Okay, Ben, where is the popcorn? I'm getting comfortable here. Time for a glass of Southern Comfort, I think. Port wine for me. Yeah, I'm still learning to properly work with that gimbal though. Yeah, I mean gimbals, even if you're inexperienced, you're not that good, you will still get good footage out of gimbals. Even if it's a bit shaky and it's not well balanced, it will be stable enough where even if you add a bit of warp stabilizer in post, you'll be able to get a much smoother footage, you know. So I still need to get a gimbal. I think vlogging with a gimbal will be an absolute pain, because it will just not be that easy to disassemble and reassemble. So I still want to get a gimbal, especially for the fact that the A6300 doesn't have any form of stabilization. And although the kit lens has got stabilization, I don't think it's, you know, if you saw my recent vlog, I don't think it worked as well as I would have liked, as well as the roll and shut on the 4K as well. So the file breaking up was terrible for me. The one thing I have to say is that I missed good focus peaking and assist on the GH4. Does it to half? A63 doesn't do it half as well. Yeah, it's true. It's true. The video-centric features that you get on the Lumix cameras make them awesome, but it's almost like the Greek warrior. Was he? I think he was Greek. Yeah, it's almost like the Greek warrior Achilles. As great as he was, the Achilles heel, the AF, and it's not the sensor size. The sensor size, Micro Four Thirds, has its place. It's a great sensor to work with for so many different situations. Same as APS-C and Super 35. Most cinema cameras are all Super 35 APS-C size. They're not actually full frame. Each sensor size has its benefit in so many different situations. Even a 1-inch sensor in a point and shoot has its benefit. But, you know, the bad AF on Lumix cameras, it just needs to change. It's 2018. It just needs to change. And I hope Panasonic's next slew of hybrid shooters, your GH6s, your G90s, your Panasonic G8s, can fix that problem, and they just need to move to a phase detect system. Simple. They just need to negotiate a good deal with Sony, because funny enough, Sony's the one that supplies their sensors. That's no surprise. They just need to strike a good deal and get a phase detect system in there. You know, the old Samsung NX1 was able to do a great phase detect system straight away, you know, on a 28 megapixel BSI backside illuminated sensor. You know, it's a shame that NX1 got discontinued, but I gotta take off. Sorry about the quick drop in. The lens info is very helpful. I'm gonna have a look at the links you dropped. It's 1 p.m. I need to feed the cat, and yeah, no, it's understandable, man. Thanks for dropping by, Zach. Hope I catch you next time on a live stream. Good thing I've got good peeking on my external monitor. Yeah, an external field monitor is definitely something I'm gonna get next once I figure out everything. There's an Andy Cine one that pretty much is phenomenal. I'm gonna get that. Happy with my smartphone camera. That's great. Yeah, need a higher frame. Oh, bro, listen, 120 frames a second is buttery smooth. Oh my days. Like 120 frames a second is so nice. Seriously, high frame rate is so nice. 60 frames a second for slow motion, it's okay, but trust me, it's, yeah, 120 frames a second and above is nice. It's nice. The GH5S slightly crops, but it does 1080p at 240 frames a second, you know, and it does 1080p at 180 frames a second, and it does it variably as well. You know, it's crazy. Nice, actually, we're talking. If you have a high frame rate, you can slow it down. Yep, no real need for warp stabilization. Absolutely. And that's what was happening. If you saw the transition of the vlogs where I was actually in a normal shooting mode to slow-mo, you did not notice the shake once it was in 120 frames a second. I was able to slow it down in post by 20%. I did not need to add any acceleration or warp stabilizer, and it just smoothed everything out, you know. So I actually can't wait, and I'm more excited for the Z Camera E2, because that's going to be able to do 4K at 120 frames a second in 10-bit color. You know, I'm eager to be able to have 120 frames a second or 96 frames a second at 4K and doing slow motion, proper slow motion, not in 60 frames, but proper slow motion in 4K. Oh man, I can't wait for that. Hey Feltech, I just love your videos. Love from India. Yay, nice. Razik showing love. That is a thing. Feltech, right? Yeah. So, oh man, I think I will wrap up this live stream unless you guys have anything more that you wanted to share. But yeah, if I'm gonna wrap up with this live stream, today's one has been a bit more calm, which I'm not complaining. I'm really any opportunity that I get to engage with you guys is time well spent. It gives you an opportunity to know that I'm still there, I'm not hiding, you know, and there's still regular engagement on the channel. I've got a backlog of stuff that I really need to work on. I really need to do my S9 Plus and S9 review, because I've got both. My wife uses the S9 and I use the S9 Plus. I really need to do my review on the S9 Plus. The Pixel 2 as well, I need to do my review on that. I might do a follow-up on the Galaxy Note 8 and what I would want from the Galaxy Note 9, which I kind of think is about a month and a half away, to be fair, because obviously the Note 8 was announced 23rd of August last year, and we're in June, July, August, so I think we're about 2 months away from the Note 9 being announced, and I probably might want to do a video on what I want from the Note 9, follow up to the Note 8. And I might bring the tech news segment back earlier last year. I used to do, you know, tech news called A Lot of News, but I might actually rebrand it to the Tech and Chill quick news section or quick bits, or I might rebrand it to the Tech and Chill news section. Tech and Chill news, I might actually change it to that, and I might actually try and bring a more laid back approach to doing some form of daily news where I can edit very quickly and upload, you know, maybe 2-3 minutes, you know, just talk about a few tech bits and just upload it, you know, I might actually consider bringing that back again. So, hey Ben, I'm coming back on the show. When am I coming back? Whenever you want, dude. Whenever you want. There's no, you know, you could have been on the show today, to be fair. But yeah, there's no. I'm desperate for 120 frame. I can't do slow mo. Yeah, unfortunately, you can do slow mo. You export in 30 frames a second, I think, Rog. Shoot 1080p 60 frames a second, slow it down by 50%. Optical, oh, you use Final Cut Pro, so I don't even know what the option is for that. You can get some form of slow motion, but real slow motion is 120 frames and above. Legit, at least 96 frames and above. Real slow motion is 96 frames and above minimum, but really it's 120 frames and above. I got myself a special one in, might be fun to look back at the 1+1. Yeah, come on, you know, Feltec does great look back at these, you know, old school flagship phones that are still kind of modern in their own right, you know. But yeah, definitely. Roger, man, what do you shoot in? I use the G7, I love it, but the frame rate is the issue for me. The G7 is a great camera. I think you know, thanks to Ryan, I got so lucky that my A6300 used, if you buy it brand new, you're gonna spend £825 on a new with kit lens A6300, and if you compare that to the G7 brand new on Amazon with a kit lens is $550. That's what makes the G7 so appealing, and in its own right, it has great usability features like a flip out screen that is bright and it's fully touchscreen, and great video centric features. It's a great value camera. It's not a bad camera one bit, but it has an Achilles heel, just like the Sony does, you know. So, you know, the G7 is super sweet. Yeah, I love the camera, but 6 or 7 times now I've wanted to get some slow mo shot. You know, I think the way your channel is growing at the moment, Rog, you can survive with the G7, but personally, I think you do eventually need to consider upgrading from that camera. I think you need to either look at a GH5 if you still don't care about autofocus and you want to have the extremely high battery video shooting modes, and still keep your micro four third lenses that you've collected, you know, like your f1.7. But I think you need to upgrade from the G7. Personally, that's just my opinion. I'm not trying to make you spend any more money than what you don't have. It's your budget, but I think even if you don't sell it and you keep it as a B cam, you know, that's my opinion. Yeah, it's the 1+1 isn't. For sure, don't buy that one. No, obviously. I rock the Galaxy Note 4 and the iPhone 5s. Loving these. Prefer them to the G6 SA Plus. For me, from the G7 to the is a much nicer change. Yeah. It is in its own right. It is. Canon's lens ecosystem is phenomenal. Canon's dual pixel autofocus is phenomenal. Obviously, Canon's color science is phenomenal. I just think Canon as a video centric, and me and Ryan had a great discussion when we did our live stream. I kind of like where this live stream part is kind of going. I'm kind of just bouncing off you guys, so I appreciate that. I could have got the 200D and it would have been a very easy purchase, but I think video wise, I think it's just limited, you know, whereas the A6300 in its own right, image quality and video centric features wise, actually competes with something like an FS5, you know. So love that. I did a video a long time ago that why was the true last note. Yeah, I just shot the A-roll It's taken weeks to film. Yeah, the Note 4 is awesome. The Note 4 is absolutely awesome. The Note 4 is absolutely awesome. Right, guys, I'm getting pretty hungry. Fair point, Ben. I think I will start looking into cameras again. I think the only two cameras you really need to look at is the A7 III and the GH5. They're the only two cameras that are going to be worth upgrading to. Any other camera is just pointless. You know, it's that simple now, which is great. You know, unless you're going to wait for the, you know, GH6, which might come out next year or the year after. Either get the GH5S, GH5, or the A7 III personally. You know, for you to really see a worthwhile upgrade, those are the only two cameras getting. Anything else is just like, you know, like the A6500 is so badly priced at the moment because of the A7 III. You know, so I've been seeing a lot of comments and a lot of videos on YouTube saying that it's the APS-C dead. You know, because the A7 III price wise sits so well that why would you get an A6500? The A6500 is bad value for money, you know. And the A60, yeah, I had that discussion with Red Skull as well. True modular on here. If the Note 4 had the specs of today, Note 4 would be, if it had the specs of today with an all-screen design, which I know you don't like, but I like all-screen design. If it had the specs of today with a more all-screen design, maybe a 17:9 aspect ratio, maybe not 18:9, but 17:9 aspect ratio, slimmer bezels, and they did the IP68 water resistance like they did to the Note 5, no, to the S5 on the Note 4 with today's specs and today's camera technology. I'm sold. But no flip screen though. Flip screen? No, bro, the all screen design. You create all screen concepts. You're concepts creator. Yeah, I'm on the all screen side. I'm not on the notch side, but I like as much screen as I can get without a notch is great. Like, I love it. I absolutely love it. I like my bezels. I don't like bezels. Sorry. I'm not team bezels. Sorry, guys. Bezels are functional, but every time I look up my Pixel 2, especially the normal Pixel 2, I want to vomit. It looks... Oh! Yeah. Yeah. Bezels are very functional, but they just look ugly AF. Sorry. Especially the Pixel 2s. God, they're atrocious. Absolutely atrocious. Poor use of space. Waste of space. The S9 Plus, while it's a good phone, I don't really love it. I'm a Note person. I don't love the S9 Plus either. I'm a Note person. True, because I know that people like it. I love myself a nice home button below the display that clicks. Oh, I really must go this time. Roger. I love my rolling on the floor laughing. But it's because Google did the bezel badly. Google are terrible when it comes to hardware design, and I would not be surprised if the new Google Pixel 3 or 3 XL, both of them that come out, both still have 4 GB of RAM. Google just don't care about hardware at all. They care about making sure Skynet gets created and comes earlier than expected. Yeah, Google just does not care. Wow, it's been a session. It's been a sesh. How long have we been going? Oh, over 2 hours now. Okay, I don't want to make it too long for my replay crew to actually have a live stream to watch. Working on the second version of that Pixel 3 and Pixel 4 XL, maybe for someone, but weird communications, so wait and see. Take care, life of tech. Right, guys, I think I'm gonna close out this vlog. I'm ridiculously hungry. My kids were not around this weekend. They were at their godparents' house. I missed them. So they need to be in bed already, but they're kind of awake waiting for their dad to come and say hi to them and spend a bit of time with them. So thank you. Anyone that watches this on a replay, let me know what your thoughts are on the topics that we discussed. The Asus ZenBook Pro 2018. That is my new laptop. I want that laptop. I already love that laptop and I want it. Simple. I've never been excited enough to actually want to buy a laptop this badly, especially being a base unit computer builder. That laptop has not only caught my attention, but I really like it and I want it. I want that Asus ZenBook Pro. Yeah. I want that. And LIE-NOVO, they pretty much, in my opinion, I don't think it was right for them to aggressively guerrilla market that phone with the way they went about it. And also the support in the tech community, my thoughts on that, as well. Asus stole my idea. That's something I can believe. I can genuinely believe. I had that in September 2017. Have a good night. Hit me up when you're next doing the show and we'll try and get on. Hope you have a good week. But you too, bro. I mean, the show seems to be kind of like unofficially set to, every Sunday, 8 p.m., GMT +1, GMT time. So, yeah. No, dude, I do believe that. I'm not actually being sarcastic. Like, I genuinely believe that you would actually have done something like that for them to have stolen it, because that's just the nature of doing concepts. So the ideas come into your head. But I love that laptop. I love the idea of having a genuine second screen where if you're using your wireless mouse, right? Using your wireless mouse, you can have a second screen that is 5.5 inches. That is like my smartphone. It's like having a smartphone screen as your trackpad. That's crazy. And I can actually use this as a whole screen, right? So imagine having that as your screen. And, oh man. Seriously did a whole thing. No, dude, I believe you. I genuinely believe you. But yeah, I'm gonna sign out and I'm gonna close out this vlog. Thank you, vlog. God, I'm gonna close out not this vlog but this live stream. Watch out for updated vlog follow-ups of my updated gear. Again, thank you to CJ Abroad, and also when the ND filter comes as well, so I can actually use the whole f3.5 aperture on the kit lens, which is actually great. Even as a kit lens, that it has 60mm, which is wide. Use that with the compact shotgun mic, vlog with it. I really do enjoy vlogging. I enjoy vlogging more than I actually expected, but I'm no Casey Neistat. Again, I want to vlog and make it tech related to the gear that I do, or whether I'm doing a day in the life, reviewing a phone or a product. I want to let my vlogs to be tech related. So I'll do an update on it. I will definitely actually do a comparison between the A6300 versus the Panasonic Lumix G7 when it comes back in-house, and actually post up in kind of non-scientific but kind of share it with you guys and see which one is the better vlogging camera for 4K, specifically 4K vlogging. So yeah, much appreciated. Have a good one. Have a good day, man. We'll rewatch this because I did miss some parts here. The screen mirrors, the display. Mate, it does many things. It mirrors, it extends, it displays without the touchpad working. I think, again, coming back to it, it's so hard to be excited about tech, but I don't find it gimmicky. I find it genuinely useful what Asus are doing. So much more useful than what Apple did with the touch bar on the MacBook Pro. I think the touch bar of the MacBook Pro is just silly. It was such a missed opportunity, but this, and also having a full, it's a full 15.6 inch full touchscreen UHD 4K panel. That's ridiculous. That the top end spec model i9 and i7 potentially will be a much more powerful editing rig minus my GTX 1080 in my base unit than my computer. I will be able to render and export final 4K videos in either 80 megabits per second or 60 megabits per second quicker than I can actually do on my base unit on my laptop. That to me is a game changer. It's a game changer. I want that laptop. I absolutely want that laptop. Right. So I'm gonna be closing out this vlog. I'm actually definitely gonna be closing out this vlog. Thank you so much, guys. Really, really, really appreciate you, and thank you for joining. And I will definitely catch you next time.